Hi, this is Not Too Fast here. In today's video, I will show you this dual camera car dash cam. This one I have here is a Z-Edge S3, and with the front camera, it records in high definition 1440p. The rear camera is also high definition and records in 1080p. So let me unbox this and I'll show you what comes with this dash cam. Here's a front dash cam. USB cable, mounting plate, USB power adapter, USB cable for the rear camera. Here's the rear camera itself. Another mounting plate, clips. Now this dash cam comes with a 16 gigabyte memory card. Very nice. USB power cable for the front camera. Pry tool. Quick start guide. User manual. Here's a look at everything you get with this car dash camera. Let's have a closer look at this front camera. Now the way this dash cam works is if you have the rear camera connected to this front camera, then both cameras will record in 1920 by 1080p at 30 frames per second. If you disconnect the rear camera, then the front camera can record in Ultra HD, which is 2560 by 1440p at 30 frames per second. This front lens you see right here is a 6-glass lens with a 150-degree wide-angle lens, and it features wide dynamic range recording, so it's good for both daytime and nighttime recording. This also swivels up and down. Now inside this dash cam there is a rechargeable battery that's rated at 470 milliamp hour, and with that battery it can power this dash cam for 30 minutes of recording. And if you turn on a parking mode, it can actually monitor any impact to the vehicle. It can turn it on automatically, record a 30-second video clip, and then turn off automatically. So you don't need to hardwire this dash cam for the parking mode. On the side is a mini USB connector for connecting the rear camera. On the back is a large 2.4-inch color LCD display. On the side we have the speaker. At the bottom is the OK button, down select, power, up select, menu button. At the bottom left hand corner is LED status light. On this side is the micro USB connector for powering up this dash cam. Looking at the top, this is where you connect the windshield mounts. Here is the microSD memory card slot. Now this unit comes with a 16 gigabyte memory card. It does allow for a maximum of 128 gigabyte size. Right beside that is the reset button. This USB cable will be used to power the dash cam and is 11 feet long. The way you connect this is you take the end with a micro USB connector and plug into the side. The other end will plug into the USB power adapter. This long USB cable is 20 feet long and is for connecting to the rear camera. On both ends you'll find the mini USB connector. Plug one end into the side right here. The other end will plug into this rear camera. Now we'll install the memory card. Let's have a look at this windshield mount. On one side we have the 3M double-sided tape. On the other side we have this locking tab. Place this end into the top side of the dash cam and then rotate this. This side will stick onto the windshield. So let's power this on. Once the unit powers on, the recording will begin automatically. That's indicated by the flashing red dot right here. If you want to stop the recording, press the OK button. A menu will come up. Press OK again. That'll stop the recording. Press the menu button on the left side. Right now the front camera is set to record in 2560 by 1440p. If you were to connect the rear camera to this dash cam, then it'll default to 1920 by 1080p. Next item is screen display. Right now it's set to front camera. Again, if you plug in your rear camera, then you set this for a rear camera or picture-in-picture. Loop recording. By default is set to 3 minutes. Audio record is on. Exposure, you can increase or decrease the exposure. Date stamp, you can turn this on or off. Language, date and time, here you can set the date and time. Key tone is on. Startup chime is on. Device auto off, so if you're not recording, the device will turn off automatically. LCD auto off, right now default is 3 minutes. I'm going to turn this off. What this will do is if you want to turn off the LCD while it's recording, you can set this for 1 minute or 3 minutes. I'm going to leave the LCD on. Next item, wide dynamic range, defaults on. Anti-flicker setting, Right now it's set to 60 Hertz. Format memory card. Let's go ahead and format this. Format prompt. What this will do is it will prompt you to format the memory card every 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, or you can turn it off. I'm going to turn this off for now. Restore factory default and the version number. If you press the menu button again, now we're in the dash cam setup. First item is drive time warning. It can alert you after a certain number of hours of driving. Low light warning by default is on. What this will do is when it gets dark, it will flash a headlight icon on the LCD to remind you to turn on the headlight. I'm going to turn this off. Motion detection is on or off. Parking mode by default is off. G sensor by default is low. You can set this for normal, high, or off. Let's go back. Press the OK button. Here we can mute the microphone. Unmute it. If you want to go into the camera mode, press this button right here. Now we can take a picture. Press this button to go back to video mode. If you see something happening on the road, you can press this caution icon right here. That'll lock the video clip so that video file will not be overwritten. Let's turn the unit off. Now we can plug in the rear camera. Now we can power the unit on. So here you see the picture-in-picture. The top left-hand corner is the rear camera, and the bigger picture is the front camera, and it's recording both cameras at the same time. Now let's stop this. Go to menu, and you'll see now the front camera is defaulted to 1080p. With the adhesive tape that's on this windshield mount, at first I thought it was a regular double-sided tape, but this is actually a gel type of adhesive. So you can stick this onto the windshield, and using the included pry bar, you can pry this mount off the windshield. Here I'll place this onto the windshield. Connect the USB cable with the micro USB connector to power on this dash cam. Now we'll connect the other USB cable for the rear camera. Run both cables up to the headliner, over to the A-pillar. Run the cables all the way down. Remove this panel. And we'll run that USB cable all the way to the back of the vehicle for the rear camera. Here's a panel on the second roll. Run the cable along the factory wiring harness all the way to the back. With this rear camera, I'm actually going to mount this inside the vehicle on the rear window. I'm going to place it at the very top in the middle right here. From the C-pillar, we'll run the USB cable up to the headliner, over to this rear camera. Plug the power adapter into the 12-volt accessory port. Turn on the ignition. The unit will turn on and begin recording. Let's go ahead and enable the parking mode, and I'll show you how it works. First, we'll stop the recording. Go into the setup. Parking mode. Enable this. Go back. Now we'll turn off the ignition, so the unit will turn off. Now during this 10-second delay in the power off, you can exit the car and lock it. So at this point, the dash cam is in standby, and if it detects any impact to the vehicle, it will automatically turn on, record a 30-second video clip, and then turn off automatically. I'll simulate the impact by hitting the A-pillar on the side. 1, 2, 3. So right now it's recording the 30-second video clip. Now the unit is off and goes back to standby mode. As you saw, the daytime and nighttime recording is quite good. With a high definition resolution, you can see a lot of the details in the video, including license plates in front of you. The contrast and white balance is good. I did notice with the daytime recording it's a little bit dark, but you can go into the setup menu and increase the exposure. Nighttime recording is very good. Even with very little ambient light, it was able to pick up a lot of the details. Now the main benefit of having this dash cam is you have the front and rear camera, so it records both simultaneously. And besides having the front camera recording in high definition, your rear camera is also high definition, which is not always the case for other competitors' product. I like the overall design with a large LCD display. Also with the buttons at the bottom, it's very easy to operate the unit. Now earlier in the video, I did show you the parking mode feature. I will say with that feature, it's not as sensitive as I like it. So if there's a low impact to the vehicle, this dash cam might not pick it up. Overall, I think this is a very good unit. If you're in the market for a dash cam that has both front and rear camera recording, you should definitely check out this one from Z-Edge. Now I will include the link in the description below. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to click on the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.